Hey guys and gals out there, chances are you're watching this video right now because you've Googled something about term versus whole life insurance, or term or whole life insurance, or difference between term life and whole life insurance. And I'll tell you this, there's a lot of misinformation out there regarding term life insurance, whole life insurance, and even something called universal life insurance. There's a lot of websites out there that are actually not produced or written by true life insurance agents such as myself. I have 16 years experience in the insurance business. I'm licensed in Connecticut as well as multiple other states. So I work with a lot of people around the country on this very topic. And I'll tell you what, those three searches are probably three of the most popular questions that I get on a daily basis. A lot of people want to know, hey, should I go with term life? Should I go with whole life? What's this universal life that I hear about so much in the media? And I'll tell you what, there is really no wrong or right answer. It really, once you understand the difference between all three, it really comes down to you deciding for yourself. It's not your insurance agent, it's not your accountant, it's not your broker. A lot of times we, as advisors, etc., we try to overinflate our value, and really it comes down to you. You have to decide what's best for your particular situation. So I would say first, let's talk about term life insurance. Basically, term life it goes for a term. So in other words, it could be 1 year, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 15 years, it could be 20, it could be 30, it could be 40. In other words, that's the time that you, I say, rent the insurance. In other words, it's similar to leasing a car. Let's say you go to your favorite car lot and you find a car that you like, and you want to lease it. Well, you agree upon the lease terms, whether it's 3, 4, 5 years. You can get more car for your money by leasing versus buying. And at the end of that term, you decide, do you want to continue the lease? Do you want to buy out the lease, or do you want to end the lease? That's similar to term life insurance. You decide, okay, I want a 10-year term policy. Well, you're going to pay a set monthly premium, or quarterly or annual, however you want to pay for it. Typically, most people pay monthly, and they pay a smaller premium for a larger face amount, similar to the car lease, where you pay a smaller car payment, but you get more car for your money. So at the end of, let's say you chose a 10-year term life insurance. At the end of 10 years, you decide, okay, do I want to continue this term for another 10 years? Do I want to end it altogether? Or do I want to convert to something called a whole life policy, where your premium will probably go up because it's based on your age and some other factors. So in other words, that term premium that you were paying is now going to go up. Now, that brings us to whole life insurance. Whole life, as the name implies, you're going to pay a premium your whole life while you have it. And those premiums are going to be higher off the bat. In other words, they're going to be much higher than a term policy. However, the difference is that whole life policy is going to build something called cash value. So in other words, that's like putting money in the bank, based on certain factors. But bottom line is, a portion of the premiums that you pay every month are going to go into a bank account. And basically, down the road, you can actually borrow against that policy if you ran into emergency. Let's say you needed to get money for, you needed a new roof or something like that. Let's say you were paying on this policy for 20, 30 years. You've got significant cash value built up in that policy. You can borrow against that, which is different than a term life insurance policy. So there's definitely advantages of a whole life policy over a term life. However, the same money that you pay for a whole life, you're not going to get as high of a death benefit versus a term life insurance policy. In other words, the whole life policy, the death benefit to your beneficiary is going to be a lot lower. Which brings me to my next point, which is universal life. And universal life, or index universal life, is getting a lot of buzz in the media lately. If you Google that, you're going to see a lot of information about insurance agents are selling it left and right because it's kind of a hybrid between term life and whole life. And what that does is basically takes all the best features of term insurance, all the best features of whole life, and combines it into universal life. In other words, it's a permanent policy, okay, that builds cash value and gives you a higher death benefit than you would get typically from whole life. It's not as high as you would get from term life. However, you would have cash value that you can borrow against. And a lot of advisors are using it as an investment strategy. In other words, after you've invested in your 401k, your Roth IRA, or other mutual funds or stocks and bonds, if you have, let's say you had $100 left over, a lot of people throw it into universal life or whole life because down the road, let's say you're in your 30s or 40s, when you're 60, 70, whatever, you can borrow against that tax-free. In other words, that's a tax-advantaged loan that you never have to pay back. So there's a lot more workings to it, and you can actually go to my website, which is www.termquotesct.com, and you can request more information. I don't want to make this a long video because I've already gone over what I wanted to do, but you can get more information from me. You can also run a live term quote from my website. You just click on it. From there, it's going to take you to another page where you just enter in, your name, age, if you're a smoker, non-smoker, your email, and your phone number. Basic information, and it's going to give you a real quote, a real-time quote. It's not one of these things where after you fill out a multitude of information, at the end it says an agent will call you. Most of those sites are fake. I hate to say it, but a lot of them are just lead capture websites that you enter in your information, and then it gets sold to agents. And I used to do this myself. I used to buy leads online, and I'd be the 30th agent that called, and people are annoyed. They said, hey, you know what? I already gave my information to 20 other agents. So your information stays safe with me, and I don't want any other competition. I'll give you a quote. You get it live off my website. And if you want to call me direct to get more consultation, 860-268-3953, or my other phone number is 860-892-9797. In case my other voicemail is full, it tends to get full every day because I get a lot of quote requests. But anyway, long story short, you can get a live quote for term life insurance, or I can get you an actual quote for universal life or whole life, depending on what you're looking for, again, at www.termquotesct.com. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, there's a lot more moving parts to term life, to whole life, to universal life, but these are just some general nuggets of information that I can give you. And again, there's a lot of uses for life insurance. It can be, life insurance is first and foremost, but you can use it for investment and tax purposes as well. And that's stuff I can give you that you're not going to get online from other advisors. So again, thanks so much. Hopefully you like this video. Hit like, comment, and definitely hit me up at my website. So thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon.